Hey, what's up guys? Victor Suarez here with Electrical Assistance. Today I'm going to try to show you guys how to mount a TV on your apartment where you cannot really put big holes on the wall, to run the cables through and everything like we would like to do. So I'm just going to offer a simple solution, on how to find studs and all that good stuff. Stay tuned. So in order to install your TV, you need to know some basic things about construction, right? So you got to know that your TV cannot simply mount it to the sheetrock or whatever surface you have, all right? You got to find the studs. The studs are the woods that go from bottom to top. And you have to find them and place your bracket accordingly to it, okay? So simple ways to find it would be to use a stud finder that you can find in a digital one, you can use a magnet one, and there's even another one. I like this one the best, to be quite honest with you guys. So what you're gonna do, I already had a TV over here, so I already installed, but what you can do is just simply go around where you want to have your TV, and once the magnet stops, I don't know if you guys will be able to see over here, but I'm not even holding it, it's staying by itself. You can see that if I go up and I don't find anything, it's gonna come down. So right now it's finding something right about here. It's staying put. So because I already drilled the holes before, I know that I have a stud here, right? And I also know that I have another stud somewhere over here because it's staying put. See, it's staying a little bit over there. It's not moving that much. Obviously, if I let it go, it's gonna come down, but there's something over here, and we know I have another stud right there. Okay, usually if it's a new construction or something like that, the studs will be spaced center to center about 16. This one ends up being right there. So I know that this is center. Okay, we can try with the digital one, and it should tell me that I have something here. Right about there. Where is it? So right there, you see how it's saying center now? I'm a little bit off center over here, which is not a big deal. Once you actually find the center of it, you're gonna hear this beep, okay? So another thing that you gotta keep in mind is the size of your TV. You gotta choose a bracket that's gonna serve your TV well, because you don't want to risk going through all this, all right? And then putting your bracket up, putting your TV, and then it collapses on you because you chose a bracket that's wrong. Nowadays, they're doing by weight. Some of the manufacturers, some of them still do the size, the inches, right? So 60-inch TV, a 75. Some of them are actually going out towards the weight as a preliminary way of sizing your bracket. We're gonna put on the description all the equipment that I've used and also all the brackets I'm using and so forth. Okay, so I'm gonna get the bracket. We're gonna just screw it back, all right? One tip that I want to give to you is the fact that once you do find where the stud is, it's very important that you pre-drill so that you're not going into the wall or into the stud just with the bare with the bare screw. You want to pre-drill this. You want to find a drill bit that's probably half the size of this. You want to go through the stud with it a little bit, okay? So that once you go in, you don't split the stud, you don't do anything bad with it. So as you guys can see, I already put a couple screws in so this stays in place and doesn't fall on this. I have already, like I said, I have already pre-drilled the stud, so the screws should go in fairly easy, okay? Another main thing is to find a socket for your drill bit, or if you're doing by hand with a hatchet, whatever you're doing, you gotta find a socket that will fit your screw nicely, right? So it's not loose in there, and it's gonna end up stripping the screw or causing any other problems, right? I mean, my hands was right in the way, but you wanna make sure once you turn, it's gonna turn the screw and everything's gonna work. Otherwise, you are risking to strip the head of it, and then you're gonna end up having to go buy another one, okay? So here we have it. Got a regular drill over here. I'm gonna put it to a lower setting just because I want this to get snug in there. I don't want to overdo it. Okay, that's another tip right there. And the second tip I would do, or third one actually for you guys, would be whatever you're doing, make sure you're centering it on your application. Right, in this case I have this furniture over here. We want to make sure it's centered, okay, with it, pretty much. And you want to actually have a level. Usually the brackets, they'll bring, if you don't want to go out and buy one, I mean, as you guys know, I'm an electrician, so I gotta have one of these. I gotta have a level with me. But if you are just, you know, installing your TV at home, or you're doing it yourself, usually the brackets, they come with a small level that you can set up on them and make sure that's leveled right. Right, in this case I should be like right about here. That's center on the level. And all I'm gonna do now is just, let's put it back level. You don't need to be like me. I'm pretty anal when it comes to center things right. So I want to get that nice center one. So you just put it in there and you just go. And once your drill starts to not have like enough power, you can either just adjust a little bit more, but you know that one is in. We want to kind of put this one to so that the level stays right, and we're gonna go. Okay, actually, I'm a little bit off now. Okay, because the screws are pulling it. So you just come back and you fix it. Okay, so here goes the other one. And finally, the last screw. Checking it, everything seems good. Okay, so our bracket is on the ball. Okay, so now what we gotta do, we actually gotta mount the other components of the bracket on our TV. Okay, gotta make sure we do that right. Always try to use a screwdriver, not a impact drill. Never, nor a drill. Do it by hand because you don't risk impacting the LED on your TV or plasma, whatever you have. Those things are very sensible. You don't want to do all that, and then once you go ahead and turn the TV on, you have like 4 different stripes on your TV because the LED is cracked, or the plasma is gone, or whatever happened. Okay, so now we're attaching the other half of the bracket, right? The one that's going to be on your TV, that's actually going to be together with the one we just put on the wall, and it's going to hold everything together. So really what we're doing, like I said, you don't want to do this with any drills, anything you want to use. You're going to make sure you use just a regular screwdriver. This one is a regular household one. It was actually a gift for a company, I believe. So all you do, you just grab your screws that comes with the bracket. You gotta choose the ones that you don't want to overdo this, right? You don't want to get the longer ones when you don't need to, because if you do and you try to over tie this, it's gonna go through. And if it goes through, we're risking to crack any component inside that may affect your image resolution, right? So what we want to do is just grab the screw, choose, set it up with the holes. You see the 2 holes over here, this one's with the white stuff in it. That's where you should attach the screws I have in my hand, so that your support stays right there. So what you're doing is you grab one of the screws, you go there, make sure you fit the bracket so that it aligns and you can actually put both of the screws in. So here we are. Here goes our second screw. Okay, we're good in there, and you just repeat the same process on the other side. And there you have it. You have, your support is actually installed on the TV. It's on the back of it. Okay. One of the things you could do is, for very cheap, about 20 bucks, is add, LED strips on the back of your TV. These things come pretty handy. I mean, you got our remote control. You can set up the colors. You know, you can change the frequency, all that. You can tune it in with your TV. Pretty slick actually, for about 30 bucks or so. Like I said, everything that I'm using, it's gonna be in the description of the video. I bought everything through Amazon, the bracket, the LED strip. So before we put the TV back on the wall, I want to point out something that I think it's kind of crucial, right? Ideally, we would have a plug and a low voltage port right next to it, or maybe you find one of those combined boxes. But sometimes we live in an apartment where we don't own, and we don't feel like putting holes in the wall, or we just don't want to do that, right? So for you that you're doing yourself, what I really recommend is you can just buy these channels in any hardware store pretty much, and all you can do is make sure they go down past your furniture or whatever setup you have, and pull all your cables through it, right? I have, you know, HDMI's, optical cable for, you know, stuff that I have here, my sound bar, everything's coming through that, okay? And if you really feel like it and you want to disguise this as much as possible, you can even go ahead and paint this thing so it would match the color of the wall, and it disappears. It's a simple, easy, and cheap solution to not have to go through the wall, which ideally is what you really want to do, so you don't have that. But sometimes we just can't do it. Alright guys, so now we made sure our TV bracket is on the wall, it's firm, it's not moving anywhere. Before we attach the TV back on the wall, we want to plug in all wires that we have, all the components. So I'm just gonna go ahead and plug it in. Alright, so it's locked. Now you can even adjust, all right, to go to more to the center or not. I think it's somewhat in the center there, so I'm just gonna leave it in the center for the time being. Let's also test our LED that we talked about. And we can also see that our LED is working as well. There you go guys, TV's up, LED is working just fine. I think it's a great feature just to enhance your experience. Kind of looks like you're in a movie theater or so. But make sure that if you like this video on these tips and everything that I did, make sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, alright, and so that we can help many more people to do their stuff the way they want to. This is Victor Suarez. Stay tuned for more videos.